Good morning, you guys. I've got the youngest with me. We're off to the beautiful Mount Robson Provincial Park. We're gonna camp tonight, take our bikes up to Kinney Lake tomorrow, then walk up to Berg Lake and back, camp one more night, and then we're finally home. One of the fires is actually closed the highway that we need to get to where we're going, so we have an additional 2-hour detour. And when I woke up this morning, the youngest bike tire was flat. We brought it to Outbound Cycle this morning. They've been taking care of my biking and skateboarding needs for 25 years. Bless them. They were able to take care of that real quick for us, which I really appreciated. We are a little bit late on the road. We'll see how this goes. I would love to show you guys all the scenery on this drive, but it's nothing but smoke so far. We can't see anything. So hopefully as we get further and further away from these fires, the mountains will start opening up and I can start adding some scenery to this footage. All right, you guys, quick update. We've been driving for hours. I'm exhausted. It's so smoky. There's mountains there. I promise you just can't see them through the smoke. And it's time for us to go grab some lunch at the not so world famous grocery store in Salmon Arm. Honestly though, guys, real talk, the architecture in this grocery store, fire. All right, you guys, I feel 10 times better having had some food in my tummy. A little bit more energy for the vlog. Let's get back on the road after we check out this awesome farmer's market. Not gonna lie, you guys, I'm only here for the carbs. The carbs are secured. Pumpkin sourdough loaf and a lemon loaf. I don't know what the youngest is gonna be eating, but I will be finishing these during the drive. And after lunch, a quick stop in the camper for a pee-pee break. I really do wanna do a full proper tour of this camper, show everybody what it's about, the things we pack in here and what makes our trip worthwhile, but I just don't have the energy right now. So that'll be in a later video. All right, that feels much better. Oh boy. Ugh. The things we do for a pit stop. Maybe it's the angle of the sun, but it looks like we're starting to get free of this smoke. And I did want to touch on how a lot of this smoke is coming from those absolutely devastating fires in Washington State and the unbelievable destruction inside Spokane, which I've been to a few times. I think Spokane is a beautiful city and it is unfathomable to see the destruction there from those fires. But some of this smoke is from this fire, which is just a 30-minute drive from my mom's house, and 260 homes were lost in that fire. That's still raging. And it just feels, honestly, like 5 or 6 summers that have been like this up here, kind of gets you to feel detached about it. Like it doesn't really feel like the fire is real, the loss is real, the danger is real. And obviously all of that is very real, but I think it's just starting to breed, at least in me, a lot of complacency around it. I just think 5 or 10 years ago, if there was that big of a destructive fire, a 30-minute drive away from me, I would be a lot more concerned, but it honestly is just starting to feel like an everyday occurrence now. All right, you guys, we are finally entering Kamloops. This is usually a 2-hour drive from my mom's house, but today it's been a 4-hour drive with the road closure from the fires. Add to that a late start from the youngest's bike tire being flat, and it is now 3 o'clock, and I thought we would be here by 10 o'clock this morning. We still have at least 4 hours to go on the drive. Our plan was to see the lovely Hey Vanessa Dawn here, plus her new boy, congratulations by the way, Vincent Stewie Martin. I am not the father, but you guys, we don't have time to stop and visit. We got 4 hours of driving ahead of us. It's gonna get close to dark by the time we get there. And I've texted Vanessa, and with all this smoke, she's not interested in taking her baby to the beach like she was before. And honestly, you guys, who can blame her? Look at this. This smoke is no place for a newborn. So honestly, it's just a good parenting decision and I support it. Also, it means I don't have to hang out. That's a win in my books. All right, you guys, we took a quick pause at Lordco because it stinks like forest fire smoke in the truck right now. And this whole time I've been thinking we're safe because we've been breathing somewhat filtered air, but time to change the filter. Then I go into Lordco and the guy goes, they don't make one for that. And then I got on my friend Dr. Google, and Dr. Google concurred. There is no air filter in a 2012 or 2013 F350, but you can buy an aftermarket kit to slide one in there. Thank you so much, Ford, for looking after my lungs. You guys, if I'm gonna have to be driving and breathing in all this smoke for the next few hours, gonna need to pick me up. No, mine is not the pink drink. That's the youngest's.
Say she took your heart and went away. Rain comes, I know. Hold my hand and take a breath. Pray for better.
All right, you guys, it's 4:45. We do have dinner in the camper tonight, but we're not anywhere close to our destination. So we're just gonna quickly stop at this very, hopefully not disgusting gas station A&W, get some nuggies in us. Okay, the youngest is obsessed with this bird, you guys. He doesn't want nuggies, or he wants nuggies made out of this bird. Are you standing there, or are you gonna go play with him?
I don't know how close I can get.
Well, he'll fly away. That is very gross, bud. All right, you guys, I haven't been to A&W in a long time. Nobody told me that literally 6 little chicken nuggets was gonna be almost 20 bucks. No combo, no fries, no drinks. Just 6 pieces of highly processed chicken. Almost 20 bucks. Won't be back. All I had to do was drive 8 hours and I finally got to see some blue skies. Honestly, I was starting to get worried that we were gonna have to call off tomorrow's bike ride and hike because there's no way we were gonna go up a mountain and just be huffing and puffing all that smoke in our lungs. That'd be silly. And we are in Valemont. This is our last fill up before we get there. We are 15 minutes away from Mount Robson, not this mountain in the photo. I'm super happy the skies are nice and clear. Not happy that this 6-hour drive has taken 8.5 hours. I'm very much looking forward to just getting in the camper, getting dinner going, and getting a good night's sleep because I am very tired of sitting. I've never actually spent any time in Valemont, but I suspect it is a hidden gem because you guys look at these gorgeous mountains behind me. They're on both sides. I think it's a snowmobiler's that's a hard word. I think it's a snowmobiler's paradise in the winter and probably a hiking and biking dream in the summer. But you guys, it's just so far from me that I can't imagine driving all the way here and trying to figure that out. And that's on me. It's my loss. Somebody left a comment 2 videos ago saying, why are you just showing your face all the time and not the scenery? And you guys, I would love to just stop and show you guys all the scenery, but there's just no time. This 6-hour drive took 8.5 hours. And if I had stopped for scenery shots, it'd be tomorrow by the time I got there. Try and tell me you don't want to climb up that mountain and see what's on top. There it is, you guys. Mount Robson. Is it the highest peak in the Rockies? Maybe. You'll have to Google it. Maybe I'll Google it for the video later. But it is a stunner when you come around the corner. Site 100, that's us. Because you guys, I'm always bringing you 100. You guys, look how level this is now. Nailed it. All right, you guys, I don't know why I look so red and sweaty. Let's just blame it on the lighting. We have the exact same dinner that we've had the last 2 nights, so I'm not gonna waste your time vlogging it, but I am gonna show you this amazing find from Winners. HomeSense. Tell me this gold cutlery isn't absolutely everything when it comes to camp food. Guys, it's everything. And I'm going to detail for you in the next, well, one of the next videos, all of the matching gold accents we got for this camper and the cost. All right, how was it?
Delicious.
Yeah? It's fueled you for bedtime?
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. Guys, this campground has flush toilets. And if you know me, you know that there's nothing I love more than a cinder block building, arch roof, warm incandescent lighting. And by arch roof, I mean flat slanted roof. That's what I said. Gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I wish this was my bathroom at home. Dreams. All right, you guys, we've had dinner. We're out here for an evening walk. Yes, I know iPhone is making this look like daytime, but it is not. Ooh, you can see the clouds coming off the top of the mountain. Let me zoom in. And honestly, oh, it's not really showing up that great, you guys. It almost looks like a volcano. It's obviously not a volcano, as far as I know. So as far as I know, Mount Robson is so cold and so high, it makes its own weather. Most of the time, the peak is shrouded in the clouds it creates as that moist air hits the cold mountaintop. So we're in for a little bit of a treat tonight, being able to see it. Wherever it is, right there. Now you guys might be thinking, wow, they're going out in the evening to look at the mountain. What an adventurous pair these two are. But nope, somebody just wants to use the Wi-Fi from the visitor center. I don't know why, it's not like he's got any texts. There he goes, you guys, off to get the free Wi-Fi. So are we climbing that mountain tomorrow? Absolutely not, that's for crazy people. But you guys, what we are gonna do is we're gonna go, where's my fingy? In between this mountain and this one, and then you go around, big loop, around the back. And you do gain quite a bit of elevation, like maybe half that apparent height. But if I tell the youngest that, he's not gonna wanna go tomorrow, so shh, don't say anything. Also, you guys, this is from the front of the visitor center here. I would love to climb up this mountain. Maybe not tonight though. All right, you guys, it's bedtime. We had a great dinner, a great walk around the campground, checked out the visitor center, but we got to get to sleep so we can get up. Thank you for blowing your nose in the middle of my audio. Gross. Oh, he's blowing up his pillow, not his nose, you guys. It's just his pillow. It still sounds gross. Anyways, we will see you in the morning. Good morning, you guys. I was so hungies. Ooh. I forgot to vlog the breakfast. The youngest is super slow. We got porridge, coffee, ginger matcha tea, and then for breakfast dessert we have this delightful weekend treat lemon loaf. You guys, it's really hard camping. Oh boy, you guys, look at this beautiful day today. Blue skies, no smoke. Get the rain covers off the bikes. All right, you guys, we are off. It is a gorgeous, shady ride this morning through this forest. This isn't the trail yet. This is just the paved road to the parking lot. 10 out of 10 already. Look at these views. All right, you guys, the goat has greeted us at the Berg Lake Trail parking lot. It's 7:30 in the morning on a Thursday, and this parking lot is rammed, which surprises me and doesn't surprise me. So this is the end of our paved route, and we're gonna go up the mountain and honestly, hopefully get some views to share with you guys. The youngest just said these trees look like they're from AI, and honestly, I don't blame them. I'm out of breath. Welcome to an inland temperate rainforest, you guys. We've got old growth cedars, new growth raspberries, and I've eaten quite a few. Devil's Club, which is what these red berries on top are. If you look, they're super spiky. Not fun to get into accidentally. And then these cute little ferns. Anyways, this is what the trail has been like. It's beautiful, shady, cool, just a tiny bit of breeze. And for the first couple of kilometers, you guys, there's only one uphill section. It's about 300 meters long. Once you power through that, smooth sailing. Pretty much all the way to the base of Kinney Lake. Woo, you guys, I just came around the trail to this view. Gorgeous. So I don't think this shot is gonna show the color of the river, but it will at our next stop. But you guys, where's the mountain? It's right behind me. And then we just have this bucolic river going through here that's deep blue. All right, you guys, I think I just found the Kool-Aid River. This is no joke, the color of blue Powerade. Look at the view from this bridge. Woo, gorgeous. You gonna go for a swim in this later? Yeah. Or right now?
Only if you push me.
I will. Once we hit the bridge, which is the base of that lake, there are a couple of these switchbacks, which are a bit of a pain on the bike. To walk them, they're nothing. But I'm gonna walk up here because the youngest pedaled up here on 5 assist. Okay, we're gonna get a better view of the lake in a second because these trees are in the way, but I wanted to show you these crazy reflections. That is not the mountain at the bottom, you guys. That's the reflection. Wild. Not so good in wide angle. There we go, you guys. This is a better example of the reflection. Not everything is a video game. Okay, go climb out on this tree. You'll just get your feet a little bit wet, but then you can stand on the end and it'll be perfect for the vlog. You could dive in. Oh, your ripples would absolutely make this lake look crazy.
Can you just throw a rock in?
No, we're not gonna do that. Here's the far side of the lake, and we are on this huge washout path of rocks. Thank goodness for this bridge, but you can see the water came down and dug out like a foot or two of the rock. And as far as I know, it all came from, where's my finger? Boop. That big rip in the mountain letting go and just tumbling it all down through here, which is wild to me. All right, you guys, we made it to the Kinney Lake cook site. There's a lot of tent pads like right here, and look at the lake view you get in the morning if you camp here. It's beautiful. But for now, we're gonna get some lunchies going. This bike ride was super leisurely, only took us an hour to get here. You're blocking the sunlight. So this morning, we're gonna have the Thai cocoa soup by Happy Yak Express. One of my favorites. So we just used the filter to get some water from this lake. Honestly, I would drink straight out of this, but the youngest, drama. Then we boil it up in my MSR wind burner. Add it to the packets, give it a shake, wait 10 minutes, and then we chow down. All right, you guys, I don't know if you can see the steam, but she's boiling. Half for me. There we go. How is that?
Really good.
So noodly. Oh boy, you're gonna spill that everywhere. Yum, yummy, guys. Leave a comment below if you'd have lunch here. How do we find this morning's bike ride?
Very good.
Calming, gorgeous, beautiful, shady. Oh, gross. Measles.
All of the above.
Okay.
Except for measles.
Well, so honestly, that was probably the most relaxing morning bike ride I've ever had. There was almost no one on the trail. Everyone that we met was lovely. Some of them had stayed 3 nights up here and said they had great weather, which is awesome. All of our lunch stuff and food stuff is gonna go into this pannier. $20 on Amazon, 10 out of 10. And you guys, I'm just gonna detach this and leave it in the bear locker down here so we can pick it up on our way back. Because bikes are only allowed to kilometer 7 on this trail and we're just about there. So I'll leave all the heavy stuff we don't need behind in this camp in these bear lockers. We'll lock the bikes up and we'll continue on foot. 500 minutes later. So at Kinney Lake, there are 14 tent pads and 1 open shelter. Not for camping in, but on a rainy day here, you guys, or a rainy night, this thing is a godsend for cooking. You've got 4 picnic tables in here, and there's nothing like being able to cook yourself a hot meal when it's raining and stay dry. Out you go. Boop. And there. Now I don't have to carry this around on the back of the bike. Or actually, more so, you guys. The real reason is I don't want to leave all that food stuff on the bike because it's going to be a bear attractant. So we're going to leave it in the bear lockers here. And I don't think I've ever been to a provincial or national campground that doesn't have these cute little lockers. I guess bears just aren't smart enough to get in these, you guys. It's got this trick. See you in a couple hours, bag. Some campgrounds will have these giant poles set away from the tents, and there's a big ring at the top, and there'll be metal cables hanging down from there, and you can hook your food bags to them, and you just pull them all the way up, and then they hang up in the sky, and bears can't get them. It's super handy. The last time I was here, the bike lock was a little bit further up the trail, so we had to find it. Turns out we weren't the only people biking here. I am grateful there's a spot to lock our bikes up. Bikes are locked up, and we are coming out onto Kinney Flats. This is the alternate trail you can take when the water level's low. If the water is high, you end up having to climb up on this bluff here you can see, and honestly, it's a lot of extra work for nothing. And in my opinion, the best views are from down here anyways. Look at this. Series of 3 waterfalls coming off the mountain, and it's just this open, flat plain. There is a creek that leads into Kinney Lake where we just were. And then from down here, you get views of this massive glacier, which from the trail you don't see because you're in the trees. So we're gonna sneak back into the woods and get out of this blistering, hot, sunny, flat plain. And we're gonna go into this gorgeous shade. Now, the old trail, you guys can see this big rock slide down here. The old trail used to go across, where's my finger? And up it, and then over. Honestly, huge bummer for elevation gain, but they had to move the trails because in the summer of 2021, there was a huge flash flood up here. I think it dropped several feet of rain in just a couple hours. The campers had to be evacuated by helicopter, and in the aftermath, they found car-sized rocks had come down the mountain, filled the trail, filled the bridges, destroyed everything. And this trail had been closed for, I think, 3 years. I don't think it opened until 2024. And every year I've tried to get a camping reservation up at the top, and I can't because they sell all the reservations out in the first 30 seconds that they open up. But hopefully, next summer, 2027, keep your fingers crossed, leave a comment below that you want me to come up here. Maybe BC Parks will let me, and we'll see what happens. You guys, we just left the Kinney Lake Campground 15 minutes ago. And on the way out, I said, do you have to do any poopies or peepees? No, I'm good. I'm good, is what I was told. And now, 15 minutes later, I have to poop. There will be an outhouse at the next campground, Whitehorn. And here is where the old trail and the new trail meet. I've never been on the right side, the new trail. We're gonna see it today. This is the old trail. I don't know if they're gonna reconstruct it or just abandon it. Great big do not enter sign. I'm glad to see this bridge is still standing. It was a really beautiful part of the trail because you would go over all these bridges that go over all these little creeks that the washout's making, but let's see what the new one is like, you guys. And if any of you left your sleeping bag behind on this trail, it's right here. And so far, this is looking pretty flat, so I'm hoping we don't have a lot of elevation gain that we then lose. The trade-off is there was a really cool suspension bridge to get across the river from that side to this side. And obviously, since we're not on that side, we won't need to use it. So, bummer. And we can see all the rock slides in front of us here. Oop, that's that whole mountain coming down and making a giant gravel pit. And by gravel, I mean boulders. You guys, I spoke too soon. We have switchbacks that go up the mountain. All right, I know it's not showing up in the camera properly, but the trail went along here and then down there. You guys, 40 years old is too old for this. You guys, it's way more switchbacks. Oh boy. All right, it probably doesn't look very steep in the video, but I'm mostly just amazed by how much work it must have taken to put this trail together. And there's some noise. Oh, you can see somebody up there. It's more switchbacks. But it does come with some views. And down there is the flats we just came from. All right, we just realized we're on top of a canyon wall here, and let's investigate. Oh boy, oh, it's not as high as I thought. But that's beautiful water. I'd go swimming in that immediately. Oh, this is how I'm gonna die taking a selfie. That's how I was always meant to go. Just came around the corner, gorgeous view, trees might be in the way, stand by. All right, here's the trail, and let's do a zoom in on Valley of 1,000 Waterfalls. Here's just one of the 1,000, but you guys, that's beautiful, look at that. And then there is a snow-capped mountain there, but those trees are in the way. Stay tuned, I'll see if I can't fix this for you. Well, we're about to come across a pretty cool bridge, but not the wire suspension one that was here before. That was somewhere before, I don't know. Look at this cute waterfall. Sure. Okay, you guys, the youngest wants to toss a stick in. It's really important. He's not gonna be able to throw it far. Find any stick. Don't break a tree. There's sticks right here on there, okay. You guys, 20 minutes later, he found a stick. Epic. Here's that bridge I promised you earlier. All right, he's crossing the bridge to throw a stick in it. This is his whole thing. Loves throwing a stick. Let's see what he's gonna do. And do it. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped the stick, you guys. Oh, he went through the thing. I guess there's a grate on the bridge. All right, you guys, so this is different for me because the campground is gonna be on the right side and the trail goes to the left. But when I was here last, the trail continued past here. So we're gonna see what the new trail's like after we get some lunch at the campground. So we are in the Whitehorn Campground in the cooking shelter with a beautiful lunchtime view of this mountain and waterfall system. Is it eating these pretzels out of this bag that was destroying my audio earlier? Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right, so that was Whitehorn Campground. It's about a little bit more than halfway. Great cooking shelter in there. I have camped here before. It's right on the river. I made the mistake of camping in one of the sites that's near the river, and I woke up in the morning and I was chilly from the cold coming off the water. There he goes, you guys. We're continuing on our trip. So last time I was here, this was a suspension bridge hanging by wire. It was really cool. I'll see if I got some old footage of that. But you guys, look at how beautiful this water is. Look at this. It's just ripping its way through all this gravel. Beautiful. There's Mount Robson. You're not, you weren't doing it, busted you. All right, you guys, there's a waterfall. It's not Emperor Falls, but here it is. A lot of mist, so she's powerful, but the trees are hiding it from us. And then we can look up into all the water that's coming out of all the cracks on this mountain. Woo! Better view of the waterfall. Just had to walk 10 more feet. Look at that, it's a double set of falls. So here's the fence post that was part of the old trail past Whitehorn, and it just disappears into the background of this, but you used to have to walk up this. You can't see it. Honestly, impossibly steep trail. Oh, there's still people on it. What the heck? Hold on, you guys. I just saw people walking up here. This part of the trail I thought was closed, but no one told these folk. Yeah, they're behind the trees now. Anyways, you would walk up this. Doesn't look steep. Crazy steep, soul crushing. I'm interested to see where this goes. Oh shit, this is gonna combine. We're still gonna have to do that. Uh-oh. All right, you guys, I had spent this whole morning hoping to goodness that part of the trail was what was closed, but now I'm realizing it's just the part between Whitehorn and there, and we're still gonna have to tackle that, and it's gonna be a massive bummer. But we're gonna do it, and I found a new waterfall for y'all. Look at this mountaintop beauty. And then there's just one more right beside it, just coming out of the mountain like that. Gorgeous. All right, let's take a zoom in on the glacier at the top. Way up there, just a hanging chunk of ice. And then little us all the way down here. And this is a really interesting part of the forest, because obviously this is all rock that came down from the mountain, and it couldn't have come down that long ago because these trees aren't very tall, but it just looks out of place. But it does afford us these unobstructed views of these crazy waterfalls. And you guys, we even have the moon out today looking down on us. No one looks down on me. All right, you guys, comment below if you would stand underneath this bonkers waterfall. Yeah, I realize it's the same one I've shown 3 times already, but honestly, I think it deserves it. Feels less like we're up in the mountains and more like we're on a trail to the beach. It might just be these rocks. Okay, this bridge is new to me. And look, it's sticking up on these crazy pontoons of rocks in cages. That's awesome. I've got a side mission for myself at a later date. It looks like I can now just take this riverbed and go right up to that glacier. So that might be my 2027 summertime goals. Also, this spring break, the mountain had a lot of snow and a lot of snowshoers came up here, which I think is awesome. Then it thawed and then they had a hard freeze. And apparently it was so solid, you could just wear your tennis shoes with some ice cleats and get right to the top of the mountain in the winter. And I am gonna be forever bummed out that I didn't do it last year. But you guys, it's uphill. I need to take breaks. I'm 40 years old. I can't be expected to walk 200 meters uphill without taking frequent breaks to rest and to vlog. Yes, you guys, my worst fears have been confirmed. The old, horribly steep part of the trail is still very much active. We'll see if I live through this. But I found those waterfalls. Finally some shade after that grueling sun-baked uphill. I'll be taking a break. I am dripping sweat. Hard to describe how much elevation we gained from that valley bottom. And now you guys, we just have to climb to the top of this mountain. Right there, the tippy top. NBD. For those of you who don't know, NBD means no big deal. Because the youngest didn't know. You guys, he thought it meant no bad dads. And honestly, I can see why. Yeah, see? Do you guys think it was a cigar? It's not. There's no smoking on this trail. It's just a pretzel. Don't report me to Parks, BC Parks. Don't do it. Yeah, see? Been a lot of elevation gain, but worth it. And then the youngest just pointed out this box. So there's lots of game trails, mostly to track to see what kind of animals are coming down the trails, but also just to check people. And sometimes I just like to give them a little bit of something to brighten their day. All right, there's an offshoot of the trail here with some fence posts, so let's go check it out. Well, already it's not disappointing. Let's have a peek. Oh boy. Honestly, let's just see how well they do on their own. There it is, you guys. Emperor Falls. In a few minutes, we'll be underneath it. There's this huge canyon in front of us. You can see how crazy deep down it goes. But if I pan up a little bit, zoom in, you can see all that water is coming from this waterfall that, because this ridge of rock doesn't go down this canyon. Maybe that's not interesting, but I think it's fascinating that that water is just hundreds of feet in the air above the floor of the canyon. There's our friend the moon again. And the youngest is off. Other than the waterfall, you guys, it honestly looks like a moonscape or something you'd find on Mars up here with all this exposed rock. Honestly, you guys, I think it looks strong enough to handle more. But I'm not about to front with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. Oh, look at that mountain. All right, we've just come around the corner of the mountain. You can see there's snow on the shaded side of it. The trail to Emperor Falls is that way. The regular trail's this way. But we're gonna check Emperor Falls out on the way back because the youngest is out of water. So we need to get to the creek and get him some new waba. Just when we thought the steepness was done, you guys, it's more steepness. Whew. All right, you guys, we are at Emperor Falls Campground. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tent sites here. We're gonna pop down to the river, get the youngest some water. I'm gonna soak my head because I'm roasting. I don't know what it is.
Looks like a sheep.
What a spot to sit and hang out. Soaking my head, I feel 10 times better, and I'm probably gonna do it a couple more times before we get back on that trail. Okay, you guys, I convinced the youngest to do it with me. Okay, but now you gotta do the push-up. Okay, be on the shore, so your toes is not going to you can. Try to picture the rocks are sturdy. Plank yourself down. Go. And then to the top of your head, like this. You can even touch the top of that toe. Use water, you know? Oh! Everything. Woo. You guys, he's hooked on it. He's doing it again. Uh-oh, you guys. He's found another stick to throw in the water. Oh, boy. So while he's down here mowing on some white chocolate, we were so excited that the backside of the mountain had a skip of snow on it. We're now seeing, look at this glacier. What a wild view from the river. All right, so we're continuing on the trail and we kind of walk through Emperor Falls Campground. We've got bear lockers in the distance off the trail. And you guys, look at these tent pads. They're honestly right on the river, right off the trail. This is what you'd be opening your tent door to in the morning. This view. Also, while I'm at it, the youngest threw about 20 more sticks into the water. And every time they hit the water, he looked surprised that they were like going under the water. Each time. Okay, do you need to make poopies or peepees?
Yes, actually.
Okay, do it. Good luck. Don't fall in. You guys, I'm worried he's gonna fall in. So there's two outhouses here, and this one has a lock on the door. It's out of commission. Did it get put out of commission because of the wave of super diarrhea making its way through the Midwest of the US? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, this is the new one. That's cute. Metal, composite siding, cute little plexiglass roof for the sunlight. It's nicer than my bathroom at home. Well, he's making number twosies. I will just tell you guys, we had a great time our last night in Kelowna. We left on Tuesday night, so after last week's vlog dropped. We went back to the docks in the evening just as the sun was going down. Perfection. There was several families there, lots of kids running, jumping in, but they weren't rowdy. They weren't over the top. They weren't obnoxious. It was just a bunch of people having fun. The water was super warm. We jumped in and it was nice and refreshing after being in a hot day, but it wasn't cold. We could just stay in there. And then we were both kind of chickening out about diving off the high docks. And then some kid from Morocco was like, here, I'll show you what I do. And he just ran in, dove, and he didn't die. So then we tried it and it was pretty fun. Didn't vlog any of it because it's kind of hard to go to the docks with your camera and then swim and then think about your camera not getting stolen. So that didn't happen. And we had a great time. Now we're here and now he's making yuckies in there on top of a mountain. All right, I turned the camera off for that accidentally, but he is just calling out from inside there saying that the skylight is so nice. Yuck. And I may as well address one other thing because I know several people are going to at me in the comments on it. Yeah, we didn't have our bike helmets on this morning, and that's on me because I was so excited for this hike. Even though I knew we were riding bikes the first part, it just didn't really occur to me that helmets were something that we would bring because I had my brain in hike mode. So that's on me. Trail's super easy. There's no technical riding on it at all. I'm not worried about it. But if you guys are about to at me in the comments over it, you're right. I made the wrong call. It happens. All right, you guys. This is the inside of the outhouse. Real quick, he was right. That skylight is money. It's nice and warm like a greenhouse. And honestly, it's pretty bougie. This looks great in here. And there's your outhouse out view. So we got through the rest of Emperor Falls. There's quite a few more tent pads and more bear storage lockers. There's an area with picnic tables so you can kind of spread your food out and eat. But there isn't a covered cooking area here. So if it's raining, you're gonna have a bad day. And the other thing about this campground, you're still about 3 kilometers from the Berg Lake trails if you wanna do some day trips. So you end up having to start 3 kilometers early before you hit any of the big trails. Kind of a bummer because that's gonna add 6 kilometers to your total trip. So this is not the Berg Glacier, this is the one before. And you can see it probably looks like rock in the screen, but it's actually the glacier and it's all fractured. All right, you guys, we found the Berg Glacier and we're gonna do a little zoomsies. Zoomsies, zoomsies. Look at that beautiful chunk of ice ripping out of the mountain. It means like springtime, fresh, clean, quiet. Oh! You got him. You guys, I should never have wasted my money buying toys, any of the things. I could have just had sticks in the yard for him and his brother to throw around because That seems to be all they want to do for hours at a time. Okay, as payback for burning him on his stick hobby, he just pranced in front of me, jumped off a rock, farted, and just cupped it into my face as I was behind him, which I appreciated very little. Now, I do forget the name of this glacier. He wants to edit this video is what he just asked. And do I trust him not to make me look like a complete monster and imbecile? Not really. So, I don't know. We'll see what I do. Sorry, this glacier, even though it's dying very quickly, it's just blowing my mind how it's just this big wall of ice that's ready to fall down any day now, although I hope it doesn't. And then the youngest is just out here enjoying that delicious creek water we got him in what appears to be kind of a desert landscape. It's not, it's just this entire mountain blew apart. So it's not a terribly hot day out today, but there's not much of a breeze right now, so we're getting a little cooked in the sun. And I don't think we go back into the forest for quite some time. So enjoy this hot rock bacon me view, even though there's a gorgeous ice cold river right below me. Okay. Okay, and now he's killing himself laughing because he was in front of me. He just stopped. I heard a disgusting and then he just waves his hand from his butt right into my face because I'm right behind him. And then he's howling like a lunatic. Meanwhile, I'm getting lung sepsis. That kind of pollution should be illegal in a beautiful place like this.
Oh.
That sounded weak and contrived. Well. There it is, you guys. Berg Glacier. And honestly, when you come around the corner and there's just this white, huge chunk of snow and ice there, it's quite striking. I realize that the camera is not going to do it justice, but every time I see it, it blows me away because it just looks out of place. It looks like an ice cream machine exploded in between two piles of rocks. And probably my sunglasses being a little polarized is helping it not be so white and bright for me in real life, but it's this huge gob of ice on such a hot day. So the youngest and I just discussed how this glacier, again, I forget the name, has a moraine and then this other gravel pile at the bottom, the terminal moraine. And even though it looks like it's right there and we could just go walk up there and explore it, the river from Berg Lake is actually running between us and that gravel pile and there's no crossing it. So we won't bother going over there. And right now we're in another section of flats on the way to Berg Lake at the base of the Berg Glacier. Where are my manners? I haven't even explained to you why it's called the Berg Glacier. Because overnight, chunks of the glacier break off and it sounds like shotguns going off. It's really cool when you're in your tent, as long as you're not afraid of like murderers and stuff in the woods. And I'm not. I'm not. And then when you wake up in the morning, there's like little icebergs floating in the lake, which makes it really cold, but it's beautiful. And that's why it's called Berg Lake and the Berg Glacier. I just missed the sound of him tooting because I saw him stop ahead of me and I knew something was up. Did it feel good? Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah.
Yuck. Kilometer 17. And there's our first glimpse of Berg Lake. Look at those blue tones. He's looking the wrong way. Look to your right. It's a thing that looks like a lake. His response to the turquoise blue lake that people traveled the entire globe to come see and walk 20 kilometers to visit was, So I don't know if he has an appreciation for nature. So if I'm not mistaken, okay, this is what happens on the trail. Usually I'm much closer, but I just heard him rip a fart when I started that sentence and then turned to see him waving it at me. Back to my story. I'm pretty sure when I was here before, the trail existed in those trees because I don't ever remember coming this close to this end of the lake, and I certainly don't remember coming to the edge of this terminal moraine. So I don't know, maybe they've made some changes, but it's getting us where we need to be. He did it. And across the way we've got another waterfall just ripping out of some. Yeah, there's a moraine up there. This all used to be an ice field. The youngest said we should just run this, you guys. And honestly, in the hot sun, absolutely not. But we have another peak up there. That one's not Mount Robson. I have no idea what that one's called, but it looked cool. And the thought of running across this and then coming down the mountain on my 40 years old knees, it's not gonna work, I'll die.
This thing's on the way then. Imagine a faster version of Subway Surfers.
Okay.
But you actually like make 90-degree turns and stuff.
During this beautiful walk here, you guys, the youngest has been describing a 90s video game akin to Subway Workers for some reason. Really feeling the gorgeous, tranquil nature walk. How have I not fallen walking across this while I'm filming? You guys, I'm amazing. Holy, let's keep this going. All right, this is no joke. I better put this away. All right, go tackle this bridge. Oh boy. Oh gosh, you guys. It sounds rickety. Jump. Oh God, oh, now I can't see him. It's so scary. Oh, I think he's making it. I think he made it, you guys, and I'm happy about that. There goes another one of his sticks. Anyways, this is another one of those bridges where they've just built it on these pontoons of rocks and cages. All right, now we're getting a better view of the lake. A little bit better view of the glacier. It's stunning. You guys, I just spotted this cute little outhouse in the woods. Look at that, gorgeous. If they put a window in it, this would be the outhouse view. Not bad. All right, you guys, the youngest is checking out that outhouse. He's gonna go number onesies. And while we're here, let's take a look at Marmot Campground. So there's 10 tent sites here. And I don't think there's a covered shelter here, but I could be wrong. To me, what's wild is this mountain that we're looking at right now. This is the backside of the mountain that we saw this morning biking in. And I'll stick a refresher clip of that right there. So anyways, we've gone halfway up the mountain and all the way around the backside of that, which is no small feat. That was quick. Did you do number onesies or twosies?
No, there's someone in there.
There's someone in there, kick them out. Take up space.
Oh my gosh.
What did we learn when we were skiing in that video? When someone's in your way and you need to do something, we say, move, B, get out the way. Get out the way, B, get out the way. Because he has to do a BM. All right, while he's waiting, let's take advantage of this viewpoint. This glacier, honestly, you guys, I could say it all day. You know it, it's stunning. It's just this huge explosion of ice coming out of the mountain. But if you look, where's my fingy? It's so difficult. Right there, that's the moraine. So that glacier used to fill up all of that space, and it just keeps melting. You guys, there's a couple birds fighting up there. I'm gonna follow. Oh, I shouldn't have followed them. I'll try not to move the camera because I know it's nauseating. Look at them. I wonder if they're the reason the glaciers are melting, you guys. Probably. Oh, he disappeared. Gone. Again, this is the one that I don't know the name of, but every time I come up here, it looks sadder and sadder and like it's dying more and more. Until one day there's gonna be nothing left of it, just gravel. You guys, look at these cute little baby ducklings. Oh, I wanna get them with the, oh. If you guys heard that noise, it was him farting while I was crouched down and I was wiping it in my face. Okay, and now back to the duck show. Look how cute they are. Quack, quack, you guys. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to get them with the glacier, so use your mind's eye to pretend that I had the glacier directly behind them like it's National Geographic. And if you know what kind of baby ducks these are, leave a comment below. The second I took the camera off them, you guys, they swam underwater. Oh, they just popped back up. Oh, they're probably not gonna do it again. And speaking of leaving a comment, you guys, hit that thumbs up button, thumbs down button. It's your choice. Let the algorithm do the work for you, but you gotta feed it good info. In any event, it helps the channel. Leaving comments. Make sure you're subscribed so you can catch more videos of the youngest farting directly in my face and wafting it at me like a disgusting pig. And if that's your content, great. And if it's not, well, subscribe anyways. I could use the help. Dunked my head in the lake here. It's official. I'm more Berg Lake Glacier than human. Are you having fun?
Yes.
Okay. You gonna dunk your noggin in here? Oh, what have you figured out?
I just need to get.
The lake is cold, but revenge is a dish best served warm, moist, and disgusting. Honestly, you guys, if farting's not your content, I'm super sorry about that. Just skip past this and pretend you didn't see it. You guys just missed an amazing dad moment. Oh, he screwed it up. Taught him how to skip a rock properly because he keeps his arm up too high when he does it. Let's see what you got. Okay. So when I wasn't filming and I told him to do it properly, he nailed it. And let's see what happens. That's not bad. Woo. That water is cold on my brain, and I am living for it. I'm recording. He says the recording is what's screwing it up, not the fact that he's not using his body at all. So I have a couple Berg Lake goals that we're not going to accomplish today, obviously. I would love to get on top of that mountain that's in the center of the frame. I'd also like to get around that plateau above the glacier and then down this chunk of gravel here, because I just feel like I want to see what's up there, you know? Do my plans include climbing Mount Berg? Nope. Mount Robson? No, they absolutely don't, because I've seen some people on YouTube do it. That's beyond my skill set. Can't do it. That's okay. All right, so it's 3 o'clock now, and it's time for us to get back down to the camper, hopefully jump in the river, and get some dinsies in us. That's some smoke in the air. Uh-oh, I see some smokies in the air. You guys, we are so lucky we didn't have the smoke that we had on that drive up here. This would have been nauseating, choking, and we wouldn't have seen any of these views. We've really lucked out today. And all the people that camped at the far end of the lake there, I can't imagine what a gorgeous time they had here. I'm super jealous. But now it's time to get back down. You guys, this little squirrel just jumped right over the youngest head from tree to tree, and he didn't even notice. What noises do squirrel make? I swear, you guys, I didn't tell him to make that noise. I literally just asked, what noises do squirrels make? Pointed the camera at him or her, and he delivered. Don't remember if I said it already. There are more tent pads at the far side of the lake. There is a warming shelter there, like a full-size cabin with, I think it's 6 picnic tables in it, fully enclosed, not like the other ones. You can't sleep in there in the summer. I believe you can sleep in there if you ski up here or snowshoe up here in the winter. That's on my to-do list. And then there's one more campground a little bit further past that. But for today, you guys, I think we're at kilometer 18, and it's time for us to get down from this mountain. Okay, I'm on a bit of a side quest because I actually can get close to this terminal moraine this year. So I'm gonna check it out. I see the rivers in my way, but I just wanna let you guys know that when the youngest was doing that thing beside the bridge, he just put his feet right in the river. And now with 18 kilometers of walking to go, he has soaking wet shoes and feet, which is great. So 2 minutes in, soaking wet feet. And then what happened is he's like, oh yeah, after that, I was trying a jump and I've twisted my ankle. So he's currently drying out his socks and shoes, hopefully dealing with this ankle. And I'm just left to wonder why on earth you would screw around at the tail end of a trail like this, because you know you have so far to go. You guys, let me just show you. So here we are. We got to go down that valley, and then we're going to come this way around, and we got to go in front of this mountain. It's a long ways, so hopefully his ankle's fine, because I'm not sure that I can carry him after all of the chocolate and treats he's been eating on this trail. This might look crossable, but it's unknowingly deep, and I have to remind you guys, this is glacial water coming from that glacier, so it's ice cold. There is no way I'm trying to cross this today, but it's good to know that it's close, because I really do want to climb up this moraine and then see what's on the other side of it. And yeah, an easier way to do it would just be to bring a drone here, which would be so much fun, except in the provincial parks and the national parks, it's a $25,000 fine for using drones, and they enforce it. In some of the busier parks, I can see the reason for it. It would just be annoying to have all these buzzing drones overhead. And honestly, that probably would happen here too, so I get it. I don't love that it's a rule, but it's the rule, and so we're gonna follow it. Drone, stay home. Look at this mess. All right, my stinky boy, how's your gross foot and wet socks and wet shoes? Dry now? Ugh, yuck.
I'm actually gonna skip socks.
No, you're not skipping socks. That's rule number 1. That's how you get blisters. That was a close call, you guys. I'm not dealing with blisters today. Not doing it. Yeah, it's quite a gorgeous scene from up here. Go run and play in that water. So along this whole part of this trail where we're in this chunky rock, you can see the parks has just dry stacked a bunch to keep this entire hillside from coming down on us. And all I keep thinking about is how much work that must have been for this entire section of the trail, and how glad I am that I didn't have to do it. So thank you, BC Parks, for doing that. Well, we stopped in a slightly different spot to fill up the youngest water bottle, and I'm gonna go soak my brain again because it is hot. All right, that was so much better. Just getting your head underneath the water like that and cooling off, life. And the youngest is doing it as well. All right, we are refreshed. And back on the trail, we still have about 8.5 kilometers to walk. And unfortunately, and also surprisingly, downhill, it takes longer and is harder. Which way does this trail go? This way. Surprisingly, the downhill, I'm expecting it to be harder because after climbing up here, our knees are going to be sore and going downhill is just punishing. And just like the helmets, I forgot my poles in the truck. So this one's on you, knees. Don't let me down. All right, you guys, we're coming up to the junction of the main trail with Emperor Falls. We're gonna take a slight side mission and we're gonna go to Emperor Falls and have a look. If you guys have even heard the word Instagram, you've definitely seen these falls. You guys, this side mission paid off. Blueberries. Wait, that one's poisonous. He did not care.
Guys play sweet.
Oh, you guys, we can hear the falls. All right, go swim in them. Go swim. Oh, you guys, you can see the mist coming off the falls. Now that is almost as refreshing as the river, getting this mist. Checking out your tan?
Oh, it's so wet.
Oh. Oh yeah, you're soaking. Let's see how that works out for us later.
You're soaking.
No, I'm not. I'm dry. I'm beautiful. Nope, you don't know. You're stupid. You don't know. Now, before we go, I just want to show you guys where the Kinney Flats are. If you remember them from this morning, you know we've got to walk back down there. Let's do a little zoomer-roodles in. And they're down there. Not great. We still have a lot of kilometers ahead of us, or miles if you live in America. In any event, it's a long way to go. Oh my God, a rainbow! So precious, so precious. TTB, for real. If you guys haven't watched White Chicks, that's code for time to bounce. So on the walk back to the trail from the falls, I of course stopped at the blueberry bushes again. And as I'm just in there indiscriminately picking, I realized, uh-oh, what if my barber from the video 2 weeks ago was right, but he was wrong about the kind of bush? And then I just kept picturing a rattlesnake jumping out of the bush and biting me while I'm getting blueberries. But I don't think they live up here. So if one did, it'd be extra scary. And now the serious downhill descent starts, and I am not looking forward to it. So there's a big rainbow right there. And those are the falls we were just at. And the youngest is running up here. He's probably gonna fart on me. Yikes. You guys, I really can't express enough how steep and sustained this downhill is. Now, of course, it was brutal on the way up, but my knees are starting to tell me that they wish we were in bed right now. Speaking of bed, I feel like I brought a little bit of low energy to the vlog today, but last night I didn't get a lick of sleep. Climbed into my comfy queen-size camper bed. I was so comfortable. I was so cozy. There was a nice breeze coming through. Couldn't fall asleep. It was almost like my body was so happy to be cozy and comfy, it didn't want me to miss out on it by going to sleep. So I've been a little bit tired today. You guys, we have to go all the way down there to where it's flat, and we've already lost about half the elevation. It's beautiful, but look at this trail. I feel like you're walking on the edge of a cliff, and in some ways, we kind of are. So hopefully we don't die. But of course down there is not even Kinney Flats. We still have a lot more downhill after we get to those flats at Whitehorn. All right, you guys, here's the trail. Here's this rickety rail. And let's just look straight down. There's nothing on the other side of that. Woo! We are back on the Whitehorn Flats, and I couldn't be happier that that insane climb behind us, the most sustained steep trail I've ever been on, is done. But we still need to go down to the Kinney Flats, so we're gonna have those switchbacks between Whitehorn and Kinney ahead of us. I'm very grateful for the shade right now. I feel much better. And we still have a long day. But long days are made easier when you've got sun-kissed glaciers, waterfalls, and rivers like this. The scenery is so much different in the shade, and I don't feel like I'm getting absolutely murdered by the sun right now, which is nice. Oh, my favorite waterfall. Look at it. This is a neat trail in here through the woods. They've done a lot of work putting a lot of heavy stone in here, and I can't imagine how long that must have taken. Ooh, I can finally see the bridge to Whitehorn. All right, last head soak in the river. Everybody at Whitehorn is down here getting their water for the night, and we still have a long way to go. All right, so the sign says we've got 4 kilometers left to Kinney Lake. So hopefully we're able to do that in the next hour and then hit those bikes and then roll home. Well, we're out of the shade and back into this kind of sunny forest. It's beautiful, but I can already see iPhone is not doing it justice. The switchbacks have begun, and I will be very thankful to be out of these and down on some flat ground because my knees are screaming at me. You guys, we just have to make it down to there, which honestly doesn't look far in the video, but it's pretty far. And we'll just show you this waterfall going up this mountain too. Probably won't climb that mountain tonight, but how nice would that be? There you guys, oh, you can't really see the switchbacks in here. It goes down to there, and then down to there, and then down to there. We have 2 kilometers left before we get back to our bikes. We're almost out of this downhill. It's been a lot. The trail goes down this way and then all the way down there. We are starting to get some long shadows here, and the mountains to the right of us are in the shade. In front at the end of Kinney Lake, which we can just see here, sunny. Maybe you can see the lake. Oh, there you go. You can see Kinney Lake. Of course, the very first thing we need to do when we get to the bikes is go uphill a little bit. Not looking forward to it. Yes, what about baby George? Just coming off the flats now, back into this beautiful shady forest that I need. All right, you guys, it's time for us to get back on these bikes. Well, we lucked out today with blue sky days, but you guys can really start to see the smoke coming in as the sunlight goes across the mountains. But it's honestly not bad, so I can't complain. All right, you guys, we are back in the parking lot. We have a very short ride back to the truck. We're gonna go jump in the river, cool off, clean off. Somebody is stinky, not me. And make dinner. It's gonna be great. All right, you guys, we got back to the truck. I put on some shorts. I'm gonna get somewhat in this river. This one's gonna get at least his stinky, rotten feet in the river. And we're just gonna clean up before we go back to the camper and make dinner. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I didn't get in, but I did dunk my noggin. Got up to my knees. It's pretty cold. What a beautiful spot. We initially went to the top of that bridge and I couldn't figure out how to get down here because those are pretty steep cliffs. We just had to backtrack and come down this trail. You guys, I was just about to call the youngest in for dinner. He's outside playing guitar, but let me just show you what I see. He might be playing for Insane Clown Posse. I guess there's mosquitoes or something out there and it's a mosquito net, but to me it just looked crazy. All right, you guys, it's the same dinner we had last night. Wow, this looks really disgusting in the camera, but it's kind of just deconstructed tacos. Get over it. It's 8 o'clock. We were gone for 11 hours. I'm tired. The youngest is burnt on his arms like crazy. He didn't put sunscreen on, you guys. It's the next morning. We're headed home soon, but I just wanted to show you guys the campsite because it is honestly pretty nice. Right across from us is this awesome running water bathroom. And honestly, it's quite a huge site for camper, tents, picnic tables, perfect. And there are some neighbors across the way, but you guys, you can't really see them. It's fantastic. And then we went for a quick walk this morning right outside the campsite. Guess what I found? Boop. Salmon berries. There are some Saskatoon berries out here as well, but you know I won't be picking those. And then we got some squirrels fighting in the trees. Finish him. Then I got some volleyball courts, a giant sandbox for kids or kitties. It's unclear. I know some people travel with their pets, so maybe it's a cat bathroom. And of course, mountain views.
This camping trip was awesome.
I'm glad you liked it. Oh boy. Locked and loaded. Click. The youngest has really helped get the camper ready to go for today, but we have one more thing to do. The most dangerous, we gotta turn the propane off. Let's see if you can reach. All right, turn that latch clockwise. Boop, open her up. Boop, and then close the propane valve. Twisty, 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 twisty. Is it?
I think that's open.
You think it's open? There we go. Get extra propane on the road. All the way closed. Close it. Might need two hands. It's a bummer. Got it? Okay, guys, we're locked and loaded. Let's hit that road. Bye, campsite. You have to say bye, campsite.
Bye, campsite. What's your recce?
All right, big boy voice. Camping debrief. What did we like? What did we hate? What will we change next time? What will we not change? Go.
I liked biking on Mount Robson. I liked just walking every morning around the campsite. Things we need to change, your stinky farts.
They smell exactly like yours because we had the same dinner. Next.
Things we don't need to change, the chilling with music.
Okay, you like that in the camper? A little bit of light guitar music in the evening?
Yep.
Okay, how do we feel about meals?
Meals were awesome. Every meal was amazing.
Okay.
They were the same, but
Okay.
they were still really good.
Okay. And what did we like specifically about the hike yesterday to Berg Lake?
Biking.
What else? The world-class scenery, the lovely people, how every single person we stopped by said hello, good morning, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was definitely nice.
Everybody was just a wonderful, lovely human being.
Indeed.
Okay. That's how you're going to try to aspire to live your life? Okay. Well, let's put that on the back burner. Are you disappointed that you didn't go swimming in Berg Lake?
No.
Oh.
It looked a bit chilly.
Was basically the temperature of ice. Did you enjoy soaking your head in the river, though?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to start doing that from now on.
Yes.
Okay. Our own little RFK Junior cold plunge light.
Yep.
Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Okay, he doesn't watch the news, you guys. Welcome to Moose Lake, you guys. Should we go swimming in this morning?
Yes.
Are you gonna go swimming in this morning?
No.
Okay.
We're taking a swimsies.
All right, you guys, we did stop at Moose Lake and we were gonna go for a swim, but no drones. You guys, if I can't drone it, then it's like it never happened, so what's even the point? You guys, it's only 14 degrees out and the youngest is being a hero. This water is really cold. I don't think I'm gonna go swimming in it.
Yes.
This outhouse is a little close to the water for my liking. You can't run out of time. Yeah, you guys, the youngest has a game on his iPad that I give him only 1 minute to play because, oh, what's on my face? So he can't just play it forever and he's got to ask for more time. But he can't ask for more time until the time limit is up. And he asked for more time and I said, oh, you haven't gone through your 1 minute yet, so I can't approve it. And he said, yeah, I'm trying to go through the time as fast as I can. as though he can change how long it takes for 1 minute to pass. It's not looking good. All right, we just entered Jasper National Park. We are in Alberta. We weren't quick enough on the camera to grab the Welcome to Alberta sign, and there was no place to pull over, so you'll just have to take my word for it. We are just coming into Jasper now. Jasper had a massive fire a few years ago. A lot of the surrounding area got severely burned. Lots of new construction in town here. The train station here will take you through the Rockies all the way to Vancouver, the Rocky Mountaineer. If you guys are thinking about taking a train across Canada, skip it. Start in Edmonton or Jasper, down to Vancouver, that's all you need to see. The rest of it, flat. My mom has always wanted to take this Rocky Mountaineer from here. Well, she wants to take it across the country, which is crazy, but I think she should just take it from here to Vancouver. I think it's 2 nights through stunning scenery, through the Rockies, through the desert, through the coastal mountains, and then down to Vancouver. And one day I'll take it. Okay, we're gonna go for a quick brunch in the camper. It's not exactly high tea with the queen, but it's Swiss cheese and pepperoni. And you guys, tell me you could ask for a better view than this for your brunchies. Oh. There you go.
Pinch my finger in there.
Oh boy, you almost died. You can do it. You gotta hold this part down. There we go. For a Friday afternoon in Jasper, it's not very busy, and I'm not gonna complain because we need to go get gas, and this ginormous camper is not that nimble or that easy to maneuver around tight spaces like we would find in a very busy tourist town. The lineup to get into the gas station is not great, and it has left us out in traffic. We had to circle around the town twice, got stuck in a one-way alley, went the wrong way down a one-way street, all to find this gas station. You guys, Jasper is a beautiful town, but it's like they didn't expect it to become a tourist place, and none of these streets are designed for all of the campers, including mine, that come here. Well, while we're waiting for gas, if you guys look all the way up on this mountain, is that a castle up there? No, it's not a castle. It's the gondola, so you can take a ride from the bottom. If we go way down, there you go. You can see just by the shell sign there, cable is lit up in the sun. It'll take you all the way up there. I imagine there's some hiking and viewpoints up there, but there's probably a real expensive restaurant that you just go and eat at. I think it's like $200 a person to go up there, so we're not doing it. All right, we're free of Jasper. Getting gas took forever. Very crowded in there. Very impressed by some of those huge RVs being able to just 3-point turn themselves into where they needed to be. And I definitely got my credit card number scammed because they didn't have tap. I guess it's 1984. And the pin pad was absolutely busted apart. There's no chance that somebody didn't just take my credit card number and pin. Onto Highway 40, and it always surprises me how quickly we go from the big mountains to these rolling hills. Highway 40 is going to bring us to Grande Prairie, about 400 kilometers north of Jasper, and the only town in between is Grande Cache. You guys, we finally made it to Grande Cache. And the Grande Cache Inn and Suites. Grande Cache was only 2 traffic lights and it was over in a flash. We were gonna have lunch there, but then we thought, why don't we see if we can't find something by the river to lunch at? And I think we've spotted it, you guys. This is looking like a great spot for lunch. We've got some shade behind the camper that we can put our chairs on, and we are waterfront. You got bit by what? Yikes. No mosquitoes in the shade. We got pepperoni, Swiss cheese, corn, and bell peppers. You guys, it's a balanced lunch. Wait, that one's mine. Just kidding. Not that one, that one's mine. Just kidding. Good luck. All right, you guys, lunch hit the spot. I did go into the river over there, only about knee deep, but it's real cold and it's real murky. I would never just dive in there and hope to not break my neck. So we're gonna get back on the road and continue this long AF drive that we're probably only halfway through. Ugh. So right outside of Grand Cache, it looks like there's lots of hiking trails, lots of mountains, and it's a good entrance into Kakwa Provincial Park, which I've always wanted to go into. I just never have. And I thought maybe it was because this drive is honestly pretty far from my house and I just don't feel like making it all the time. But as I'm driving this road again, I remember why I don't come down here. Highway 40 is paved like a piece of trash. I have never been on a bumpier, more pothole, more frost heave ridden road in my life. You guys, we are 6 hours into this drive and the youngest just accused me of farting in the truck, all because he heard something that sounded like a fart and then smelled something that smelled like a fart, and I'm the only other person in the vehicle. Irrational. We are now 7 hours into this 6 hour drive, and I haven't really showed a lot of scenery for the last little while because it's just this. It's just flat nothingness. So we're about 20 kilometers outside of Grand Prairie. I was gonna stop in Grand Prairie and, I don't know, live my life, but we still have 2 hours of driving after that, so we won't be stopping. We might fill up with gas and then get back on the road. All right, you guys, I lied. I can't do another 2 hours driving without stopping in Grand Prairie. And you know where we're gonna be. CJ's for a CJVS. Now, I will say, you guys, getting in this parking lot, we hit about 55 potholes for some reason. Wait, get the second door too. Thank you. What'd you get?
The Western cheeseburger.
So Western. Oh, there's onion ring in it. This CJBS was delicious. The Grand Prairie Carl's Jr., not as nice as the Prince George one inside. I don't have a forest on the walls. I got nothing. Oh well. Full tummies. Let's see if we can avoid all of the potholes and make it out of this death trap parking lot with the camper still attached to the truck. Oh, it's windy. I forgot about that. I forgot that about Grand Prairie. Finally, westbound home, and the horizon is looking a little smoky, maybe hazy, but probably smoke. So we've gone from mountains to wheat fields. Okay, before we stop here, where was Daddy?
At home.
How long?
All night.
We saw through the love and pain. We saw through the love and pain. All the bugs that came and went. They gave us many sunny days. Thank you for the sunny days.
All right, you guys, we are on hour 10 of that 6 hour drive, and we finally made it home. I'm exhausted. My eyes are burning. I don't want to drive anymore, but thank you for coming along with us. We appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all the things. Write your MP. Do what you need to do, and we will see you in the next one. And then we're gonna boil it up and, oh, that's yucky lighting. Oh my God. Ah, come on, all right. Well, that looks silly. All right, well, he's making number 2. All right, well, I farted, just kidding. All right, you guys. All right. At the tail end, it looks like I'm trying to be Puss in Boots. Honestly. Nope.